Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Saturday morning Kundalini. For those of you that are familiar with this month's set, the set for Detoxification, we're going to be started seated. You already know that. And for everybody else, just building your seat. Setting up your mat, maybe a little blanket or a block underneath of you, just to get a little higher in the hips, allowing the knees to drop a little bit lower. This helps, especially if we have tight hip flexors, this helps being able to be more upright in our seat. Beautiful. And as you come to find that seat, you allow the eyes to gently and softly close. Begin to allow a slowness in the breath and a stillness in the mind focused on the inhale and the exhale. Allowing the mind to be attuned to the sensations of the breath flowing in and out of the body. The expansion and contraction of the lungs. The soft, gentle breeze flowing in and out of the nose. Allow the shoulders to relax and drop, the face to be at ease. Just begin to come into the practice with this sense of consciousness, awareness to the sensation of the body breathing. We have our master yogi friend with us here, Rasta, who needs no instructions on how to sit and breathe. Beautiful. Allowing the hands to come together to heart center and a rub of the palms. And the hands come to stillness. Thumbs rest at the sternum, sternum lifts towards the thumbs. We begin with the Adi mantra, followed by the Mangalacharan mantra, traditional Kundalini opening. If you're unfamiliar with these chants, just listen. If you want to make your sound, make your sound. They're repeated 3 times each. Keep coming back, and you'll have it in a matter of weeks. And you can always ask questions at the end. Big inhale all together. And an exhale all the way out. And an inhale tunes us in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Satgare Name, Jugatgare Name, Satgare Name, Siringurudve Name. Atgare Name, Jugatgare Name, Satgare Name, Siringurudve Name. Atgare Name, Jugatgare Name, Satgare Name, Siringurudve Name. Inhale, draw that breath in, hold the breath at the top. Keep it held, be full, feel the reverberation of the mantras. And an exhalation, releasing the breath out into the room as we build unity and community right from the beginning. We're all in separate rooms, but we're all sharing the same practice. Transitioning onto our backs, moving a kitty cat if you have to. Excuse me, Rasta. Just go right there. Good girl. As you transition onto your backs, you'll curl the knees into the chest, strap the hands around the shins, give the knees a little squeeze in. This is going to help lift the tailbone off. And then you can drop that squeeze of the knees and just a little rock side to side here. Then bringing that to stillness, interlacing the hands around the right shin, right foot is flexed, draw that right knee in closer. Inhale, send that left leg high, straight as you can, flexing that left foot. So both feet are flexed. On an exhalation, the left leg goes down towards the ground, reaching out of the hip into the heel. Long left leg, draw that right knee in a little bit closer. Inhale and exhale. As you inhale, the left leg rises. As you exhale, the left leg falls back down towards the earth, just hovering about an inch off the ground, extending through the heel the entire time. The whole arch of the range of motion, of the range of motion on the left side. You're reaching the heel away from the hip. And you can keep drawing that right knee in a little bit closer. Both feet stay flexed for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, bring that left leg high. And exhale, left leg comes in, switching sides, interlacing around the left shin. Left foot is flexed. Draw that left knee in a little closer. Inhale, send that right leg high to the sky. Reach through that right leg, sending the heel away. Both feet are flexed. Exhale, right leg down, hovering about an inch off the ground, sending that heel away from the right hip. Inhale, we move. Exhale, we drop. Nice and steady. Right heel reaching away. Left knee drawing closer. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, right leg high. And an exhale, bring it down. Legs come in, little rock side to side. And find that stillness and center. Feet come flat to the floor. The feet come flat to the floor. We're going to inhale, lift the hips slightly. Palms are going to face down underneath the butt. Then we'll rest the butt on the tops of the hands as we exhale. Just creating a little bit of an angle here so that tailbone is angled and the low back stays glued to the ground. Inhale, curling the knees in towards the chest. And on an exhalation, left leg goes long. On an inhalation, right leg goes long. Inhale right, exhale left. Hopefully I won't get left and right mixed up. Tuesday I was teaching a class. It was rough. The whole time I kept mixing them up. I don't know why. It happens sometimes. Inhaling right long, exhaling left long, pistoning the legs, still warming up through the hip crease, the hip flexors, the low abdomen involved here. Keep sending the heel away as you draw the knee in closer to your chest, right? So we're still using dynamic force as best we can. No help or assistance from the hands here, just the muscles. Yeah, send the heel away, draw that knee in closer and closer, Every time, it's active. It's an active motion. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, both legs straight out, point the toes, hold. And exhale, bend the knees, feet flat to the floor. Inhale, deep belly breath. Exhale. Beautiful. With no pause at all, we're going to inhale, both legs straight up, feet are flexed. Exhale, both legs come down towards the earth. Inhale, they rise. Exhale, they fall. So keeping this nice and steady. If this feels too much for you, you're going to bend the knees, just lifting half the weight of the legs. Right? So working there. If your low back is pulling off the ground, just lift half the weight by bending the legs. As long as you keep the low back safely glued to the floor, or at least working towards glued to the floor, using that force of the abdominals to take that low back, the small of the back, and have it either on the floor or at least using dynamic force so it's close, working its way towards the floor. Double leg lifts, full legs, or a bend of the knees. Got a little bit more, almost there. Just for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, both legs straight up. And exhale, feet come flat to the floor. Inhale, lift the hips, palms fall out, palms face up. And on an exhale, legs go wide. Big, deep belly breath. And an exhale. Normal breathing, just feel it to the abdominal. Eyes are closed. Building a little bit of fire, a little bit of tapas, heat in the belly. And we'll use this as we go. Exhale, drawing the knees into the chest. Little rock side to side. Pause in the center. A little rock forward to back. Rolling up into our seated posture. Finding a nice comfortable seat on the ground. Palms face down onto the knees. For our Sufi grinds. Inhale as we circle forward. Exhale as we circle back. Finding the direction that works for you. Finding the motion that works for you. Finding the pace that works for you. Inhale as you circle forward. Exhale as you circle back. And once you have it, the eyes are closed. Kundalini Yoga is all about the meditative experience. Even as we move, even as it gets hard and challenging, try to keep a sense of equilibrium and ease in the mind. Closing down one of the external senses, the eyes, so the gaze can be more internal. Feeling the subtle little shifts as they happen, as they occur, as we move throughout the practice. What's moving? Where is the energy concentrated in and around the body as we move and breathe? For 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, upright, nice full breath in. And a smooth, steady exhalation out of the nose. And reversing the circle, going in the opposite direction. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Loosening through the hips. Loosening where the low spine connects to the hips. The abdominal muscles get a little bit engaged as we circle back. But we fired them up already with what we were doing in the beginning. Those first 3 exercises of the warm-up, really about getting the 3rd chakra activated, the fire, the I can, right in that 3rd chakra, the seat of the self, the fire of the belly. And we're moving into the Kriya for detoxification. And that's really all about fire, the tapas, right? The tapas is the fire that rubs against us, that rubs and churns out what we don't need, burning away the impurities. For 3, 2, 1. Inhale, upright, nice full breath. And an exhalation. And as you exhale, sliding the hands onto the shins, we're moving into spinal flex. Inhale, pelvis tilts forward, heart comes with it. Exhale, pelvis tilts back, heart goes back. In and down. So these impurities that I speak of, right? Just think of them like undigested, stuck energy. Right? Doesn't need to be anything moral, doesn't need to be anything religious, right? It's just undigested, stuck energy. We all have these unprocessed thoughts, unprocessed feelings. Sometimes life is so busy, it takes time we don't have sometimes. Or we make time for other things rather than tending to ourselves. We can all identify with this. But we're here in class doing a Kriya for detoxification. Kriya meaning action with a definite result, so we're going to get results. And that fire, that tapas, that heat that we put in the belly is going to churn through us through the entire practice as we take the tapas and move it in the direction of the apana, the excretion force, the downward wind throughout the body, letting go of what we do not need. Keep the motion, keep the breath here. Hands go out onto the knees. You're keeping the chin parallel to the floor as much as you can. Beautiful. Keep it going. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Big inhale, upright, nice tall. And an exhalation out of the nose. I get a little higher in my seat for this next part. You can join me going up on a blanket or a block just to lift the hips up a little bit. Helps with the seat. If you're fine on the floor, stay on the floor. Inhale, hands wide out and up. And on an exhalation, elbows at shoulder height, fingertips landing on the shoulders. Fingers forward, thumbs back. If they touch the shoulders, great, let them be on the shoulders. If you have tight shoulders like mine and they're hovering a little bit, that's okay too. We do what our bodies can do. Inhale, we're going to twist to the left. Exhale, we're going to twist to the right. The chin turns with the twist, with the motion as we go. Eyes are closed once you have it, keeping the elbows at shoulder height. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, center, big full breath all the way in. And exhale smoothly, slowly out of the nose, palms face down on the knees. Tune in, feel into the body. Feel into your experience. Notice what's shifting, what's changing. Notice the difference in the breath, the ease in the expansion of the lungs, and how readily the body is receiving the breath now. This is such a key component to yoga. Beautiful. Taking a look down, where the palms are on the knees, typically the elbows are a little bit forward. I want you to slide the hands back on the thighs so that the elbows are right in line with the trunk of the body. It's going to help keep the shoulder girdle in place, and that's what we want. So, having the elbows on either side of the trunk, we're going to inhale, shoulders shrug up towards the ears, exhale, they drop. So it's a simple motion, nice and steady. There's an electrical charge as we inhale and fire the muscles to shrug. And then there's a release of that charge as we exhale, releasing the breath, releasing the charge. We carry a lot of tension in the shoulders, and this is a way to release some of that tension. 5, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, shoulders shrug up, hold the breath, keep the shoulders up. And smooth exhalation out of the nose as you slide the hands back onto the knees. Being upright in your seat, smooth, long, deep breathing. Inhale, turning the chin to the left. Exhale, turning the chin to the right. Inhale, chin to the left. Chin to the right. Smooth, steady motions into the left. Long, deep breaths. X to the right. We're going to pause right. Inhaling right. Exhaling left. Smooth, deep breathing as we reverse the breath. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale center. And exhale there. Just notice and feel how different things have become. A stability, a clarity, a sense of wisdom bubbling from the cells inside of you, that we're more attuned. Kundalini yoga is the yoga of awareness, and that awareness is of our Sat Nam, the truth, the essence of what we are, bubbling forth through us from the physical and the metaphysical. Coming up to standing, making your way there. A little shaking the legs, a little shaking the hands, a little shaking the waist and the shoulders and the head. Shake it out. Really let it out. Shake it out. Shake it out. There we go. That's a good one. Feet landing about hips width distance apart, maybe a little bit wider than hips width distance apart. We're moving towards squats. Inhale, hands wide out and up, fingers interlace. And on an exhalation, hands behind the head, elbows wide. Keeping the elbows as wide as you can, taking an inhalation. And on an exhale, squat it down. So steady motion, steady breath. You're moving the hips as far down to the heels as you can. If that's a small squat, let it be a small squat. Little bend in the knees, little rise back up. Using your breath the entire time. If it's the full squat, hips to heels, or as far as you can go, let it be big, let it be juicy. Squats are very grounding. First chakra, rooting down. After this is the last part of the warm-up. We move into the Kriya. And the Kriya is all about the apana, the eliminating force, the downward excreting wind of the body. 5. You got it, nice and steady. Nice and steady. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale all the way up. And then exhale and slowly fall, palms facing forward. Let the breath go wherever it needs to go. Little racy, heart pumping, I know. Making our way down to the floor. Making any adjustments in your situation. If your situation has readjusted, not as important on your end because you don't have a camera watching you. Not the same way I do. So we're making our way onto our backs. Flat down. Palms face down on either side of the hips. Around a breath. Bringing the heels together. Keeping the heels touching as best you can the entire time. Pointing the toes straight up, feet are flexed. Inhale, the feet are gonna point out in either direction. Right toes right, left toes left. On the exhale, they come back up. Heels together as best you can. That's the motion, that's the breath. It's pretty rapid, keep it steady. Eyes are closed once you have it, and thus begins the Kriya for detoxification, starting in the legs. Right, so everything about Kundalini Yoga is about energy movement and transfer of that energy. We're starting in the legs because this begins to activate the downward, the releasing, the flushing motion in the body's energy. Always accompanied by the breath, because the breath is such an important part of all yoga, but especially in the movement of energy in eliminating, right? We eliminate things through the breath. That's why pranayama and any breath work is such a great practice for us to do regularly. It's like brushing your teeth or flossing. You're just cleansing the body with the breath and the release of stuck, stagnant energy. Keep it going. Beautiful. And for the last 30 seconds, we're going to go as fast as we can. Legs moving as fast as you can, keeping it nice and tight, so you don't want to get super sloppy. As fast as you can, as long as you're keeping it nice and steady and in alignment. So keeping those heels together. You got it, you got it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Big inhale. And exhale, release the breath. Beautiful. Pushing the heels into the ground, you're going to lift the hips slightly. Palms face down underneath the butt. Butt lands on the back of the hands. Lifting, legs come up about a foot off the ground. Keeping that low back safely glued to the floor here. We practiced that in the warm-up for a reason. So with the low back safely glued on the floor, legs are straight, toes point away, and we kick like we're swimming. Woo, I'm feeling this from yesterday. Holy cow. Maybe you guys are too. Maybe you're brand new to it, and this gets really hard really fast. If it gets really hard really fast, you can always take a break. Just know that. If your low back is really arching off the ground and you can't keep it stably working towards the ground or on it, take a break, let the heels come to the ground, take a couple breaths, and then come back in when you can, as you can. The rest of us, steady kicking. We've got just over a minute. Life is good. Kick, kick, kick. Long, slow, deep breathing. Legs as straight as they can be. Kick, kick, kick. And maybe get a little faster. Especially if you've been doing this for 3 weeks. Keeping the corset of the abdomen nice and tight, that low back working to the ground. And kick, 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 kick. Yeah, we got this. I've got you, you've got me, we've got each other. We may be rooms apart, but we're all in this together. Kick it out, kick it out. Fast as you can, fast as you can, fast as you can. We got this just for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 4.5. Oh, wait, that's the wrong direction. 4. Wait, did I say 4? Yeah, keep it going fast as you can. 4. 4. Ha ha, how many 4s can we do? 3, 2, 1. Big inhale, legs straight out. And exhale, heels come to the earth. Palms free themselves, turning face up. And breathe deeply into the navel center. Very little time here, just to pause for a moment to feel and experience and allow the breath to slightly recalibrate. And then flipping onto our bellies, rolling right over onto your stomach. Palms are coming on either side of the chest. Feet, tops of the feet are pushed into the floor, so the legs are active. Keeping the chin slightly tucked. We're going to stick the tongue out, and as we exhale, we're going to come up towards cobra, full cobra if you can, baby cobra, which is a lower lift, if that's what works best in your body. So as we exhale out, inhale, tongue stays out as we drop back down to the floor. Keeping the legs nice and active. We're coming up as high as we can safely. So if that's straight arms in your practice, go there. If it's a baby cobra and you're just lifting slightly, go there. Right? We can only do what we can do, and it's better to be safe and not push into injury, and it can grow over time, than push too hard and have to stop. So stay steady. If you've ever done lion's breath in any yoga class, this is a very similar thing where we're just releasing, letting go right out of the mouth, keeping that tongue extended. You find your pace, your motion. We're halfway there. Keeping the legs strong, tops of the feet in the ground, helps with the lift. Really let it out. Make your sound. Get it out of you, whatever it is. You don't even need to name it. You don't even need to know what it is. We've all got something stuck. Maybe the most enlightened of us doesn't, but I'm pretty sure that everybody's got a little something they can get rid of. You don't need to know what it is. You don't need to name it. Just use the motion, use the momentum and the energy of the breath and let it out of you. You got 15 seconds. 3. Last one. Come down, bring it to the earth, hands slide forward. They go towards the elbows, so the fingertips towards the elbows, stacking the forearms one on top of each other, and then the forehead landing on the backs of the forearms. And just breathe. Feel that out. Let it breathe. Let the heart and breath begin to integrate and stabilize a little bit before we go on. There's not much pause in between these for a reason. We really want to get the detoxification effect. You may have worked up a sweat now, a little perspiration. We're excreting, we're eliminating, we're using that fire, getting rid of what we don't need. Slowing the breath down, taking a little bit of control over the breath to begin to help stabilize it. And rolling over, back onto your backs. So straight over. Nice straight body, palms face down. For the next part of the Kriya, I'm going to inhale, knees come in, fingertips pointing straight up towards the ceiling, arms straight. Exhale, dropping back to the floor. In and out. That's the motion, that's the breath. In and out. So you're moving at your pace, and you're moving as fast as you can, but safely. So mine's actually pretty slow for this. Right? I've got tight hips. I've definitely got a compromised back. So it's good to move safely. Of course, yoga helps with all these things, but we have to be mindful of what our own practice and body is. So if you can move more rapidly and you can do so safely, do so. If you need to go slower, go slower. This is a shorter one, so we're almost done. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last exhale, bring it down to the ground. Inhale, deep belly breath. And an exhale. Inhale, curling the knees into the chest. A little rock side to side. And then a little rock front to back. Rolling along the spine. Coming to an upright seat. And as we come up to that upright seat, hands are onto the knees. We're sitting on a clock face. 12 is right directly in front of us. 12 o'clock, right in front of us. 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. This is clockwise. We're going to move in a counterclockwise motion. So the opposite of that. Staying nice and tall through the spine, we're going to churn counterclockwise through our midsection. So we're just churning. It's like Sufi grinds, except just the belly, just the navel center. The core is churning. There we go. Long, deep, steady breath. Let it churn. Whew. I am loving the effects of this Kriya as we go on through the month. Each posture is getting deeper. The communication, the conversation. The awareness that I'm feeling. These are all words and they mean something to me. What does this mean to you? What do you feel as we move and as we breathe, as we go from one posture to the next, one series of exercises? They all build, interrelating one to the next. And an effect. An effect is had, it's felt. May not have words, may not have names. It's all about the experience, your experience. 3, 2, and inhale, big full breath, upright, smooth exhalation. Last movement pose, grabbing your block, coming standing. Block goes about a foot and a half in front of the feet. The feet are exactly hips width distance apart. Inhale, hands high, gaze up. Exhale, full forward fold all the way down. Grabbing the ankles. For those of us that are very flexible and have no problem with where we're going, we're moving into squats. You're going to keep the hands on the ankles. For the rest of us, that would be a little bit much for us. We're going to use a block right out front. Beautiful. We're going to inhale, hips down towards the heels into our squat. And as we exhale, we're going to fold forward. So hands on the block or hands on the ankles. You choose what your body can do. And we go in and out. Your pace, nice and steady. Eyes closed. Be with the breath. This is the final rinse. Right? We've done a lot to do eliminating out of the body. Using that apana force. This is a final rinse. It feels so sacred to me at this point. It feels like we're wrapping up everything that we've done with one final sweet, tender touch. And it feels exactly what my body needs after what we've done. Rerouting, regrounding, a sense of surrendering, a letting go. Letting go of what is not needed. Giving it to the earth, giving it to the universe, just getting it out. Last 2. And 1, final fold. Inhale, coming up slowly, hands come high. And an exhale, slowly, the arms fall out to the sides. Palms face forward. Ooh, feel that. Back to neutral, back to 0. Back to that place where we can make a new beginning and add in some good. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Bringing it down to a seated posture. Building a seat. Right? So getting a little comfortable because we've got roughly 10 minutes here by the time I'm done talking and we do the practice. So blanket or block underneath of you, meditation cushion, whichever is the best for you in your practice to maintain a comfortable seat. And we're going to bring Nad Yoga, the yoga of sound, into this using a chant. The chant is monotone, so it's just very, very straightforward. Not a lot of sing-songiness, not a lot of celebratory tone, but we are indeed creating a celebration with a rhythm inside of us. As we chant, there's a natural pranayama that begins to happen just because of the flow of the words and the breath. And as we're monotone, this steady current goes through us. We will be chanting Sat Nam Waheguru. Sat meaning the truth, the essence of essence, God, divinity, from the creation point from which all things came into existence, the total truth that birthed everything. This is the Sat, the truth. Nam meaning name or legacy. What we are. Sat Nam, what we are. Our name, our legacy is that we are the Sat. We are that truth. That we are a piece of that truth. So we are totally 100% an offspring, a piece of truth. Sat Nam, totality. Waheguru, the knowledge of this, the knowledge of Sat Nam, is so unbelievably beautiful that it's indescribable. Waheguru, the knowledge of this is indescribable bliss. That's what Waheguru means. So we're celebrating our essence of truth. And we're doing so acknowledging that this fact, this truth, is so unbelievable, it's unspeakable. Yet we have words for it. Satnam Waheguru. So Satnam's repeated 6 times. Waheguru is repeated once. I'll start. You'll join in when you're ready. Finding that comfortable seat. Thumb and first finger touch. The other fingers extend away. Sitting up nice and tall. Join in whenever you feel comfortable. But please make your sound. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Waheguru. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Waheguru. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Waheguru. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Waheguru. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Waheguru. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Waheguru. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Waheguru. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Waheguru. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Waheguru. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Waheguru. Keep your tone, keep your pace. Be mindful of what it is you're saying. I am the essence of truth itself. This fact, this unspeakable truth of me, this indescribable bliss. Feel that bliss as you chant. Keep the awareness of why we're putting this here. After we've rinsed, after we've cleared, detoxified our body, come back to zero. We are now filling our mind and our body with a steady rhythm of this amazing truth that we are offsprings of the one creative force, that we are all united in this together, that we are holy and magnificent and deserve to be celebrated. Let that echo through you. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Waheguru. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Waheguru. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Waheguru. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Waheguru. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Waheguru. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Waheguru. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Waheguru. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Waheguru. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Waheguru. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Waheguru. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Waheguru. Sat Nam, 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 Waheguru. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Waheguru. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Waheguru. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Waheguru. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Waheguru. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Waheguru. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Waheguru. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Waheguru. Last round. Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Waheguru. Normal breath. Inhale, hands wide out and up, palms touch overhead. Keep the hands touching, keep the breath held, stay, let it build. And an exhale, slowly the hands fall down to the sides. Fingertips touching, grazing the floor, regrounding the energy into the earth. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhale, hands wide out and up, palms touch. Hold. Exhale, slowly the hands fall. Fingertips graze the earth in a round of sacred breath. Inhaling. And exhaling. Last time. Inhale, hands wide out and up, palms touch. Hold the breath, stay held, keep it there. Soften around the breath even as you hold, as if the lungs were still expanding inside of you and the body melting away around that inhalation. And in exhalation, palms slowly fall, turning, facing to the earth. Fingertips land, grounding. And an inhale. And an exhale. Slowly transitioning onto your backs for your Shavasana. It's a very welcoming one after what we've done. You almost fall into a state of bliss and peace. It's instantaneous. Be with it, integrating the practice, resting in the silence. Any final adjustments you may need in your Shavasana. And then finding stillness on your back. Complete and utter relaxation. Surrender. Letting go. Taking the thumbs, running them across the other fingertips one at a time. Wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes, bringing the hands in front of the heart center, rubbing the palms. You'll bend the knees, you'll lift the feet off the floor, soles of the feet come to touch like the palms, rubbing the feet and the hands at the same time. And then an inhale, stretch it out and get long, reaching. And exhale, curling onto your right side, taking a round of cleansing breath. And making your way up to a comfortable seated posture. And as you arrive, hands coming together at heart center. And we're a little bit over time, so I'm just going to cut the ending short. Hands coming together right at the forehead center. We'll close with a traditional Sat Nam, acknowledging that we are truth. Inhaling. We are lights, we are grace in motion. Thank you all so much for a fantastic Saturday class. I hope you feel as amazing as I do. Any questions, stay after, let me know. And if you're brand new to class, if you want to introduce yourself, that would be great. Other than that, I'll see you guys around campus. Sat Nam.